Hello, YouTubers. This is Joe Bravo and Mo Bravo's Knife Reviews. And we have another special new knife day today. We have got my Koenig exclusive Arius. And if everybody follows this channel, which I know you all do, you saw my review of the DLT exclusive Arius. Well, here is the Koenig Arius from Koenig Direct. And we're just going to get right into it. I am going to... Wow. So, hang on. Being that I am fortunate enough to score 2 of these, let us do a twin unboxing of the pattern that I did earlier this week and just see how the two compare. Look at that. I don't have a DLT sticker. That'll go in the box. And both are M390. The Koenig was February 8th, 2021, and the DLT exclusive was January 25th, 2021. So the DLT exclusive is a little older, which is fine. Here is the brass or bronze version of that knife, and I'm just going to move this off to the side. Here is the polished bright wash Koenig Direct Arius. And we look at the two of these together, and you're going to say, Joe, what's the difference? Well, the difference stems from the pattern texture of the DLT exclusive. As you can see here, try and get it with the light. It's hard to capture. And the DLT exclusive does not have the stone-washed backspacer or the... Ooh, these are nice. So there's 2 configurations. You could have this in a stone-wash fashion, or you could just have it smooth. Oh, I'm glad I went with the smooth. These are really nice. And the bright wash blade is different. Let's look at the bright wash blade versus the standard stonewash blade, and yeah, that is nice. I'm not sure if the camera can catch the differences, but it's a really nice textured finish. And finally, there is a slight difference on the flat here. The Koenig exclusive has a little bit more machining on the blade top, or at least that's how it was conveyed to me. And yeah, you can see that a little bit. Looks like it's a little bit thicker of an opening. I'd like to get the caliber and see if I can tell the differences between the two. But there they are. I don't know what else to say other than the chamfered flats are polished. So if you look here, and you could really tell in the light the difference between the polished and the flat of the texture. I mean, that is a big difference. And if you look, oh, wow. Look at that. Oh, man. You know, when everybody saw these, their first inclination was to say it was just a regular plain Jane. But in looking at this, I mean, you could see it. It's glowing. It is glowing. Whereas the flat of the texture, you know, and I'm going to tell everybody, I kind of thought I was going to have a little bit of remorse because the textured brass DLT exclusive really looked like it was going to steal the show from this drop. But after looking at these, I mean, the polishing is fantastic. And we all said to ourselves, why? Why is this knife tabled at $680 and this knife tabled at $820? And, oh, man, look at that. You could, you know, the stinking Koenig. I mean, I even emailed them directly because they pulled the photos off of the website after I purchased the knife. And I said, what's the difference? And they said, oh, it was polished and it's this with the blade. And you're like, wow, so how does that equate? And no frickin' way. You put these 2 knives together. I mean, you look at them quickly, you'll never notice. But as soon as you start turning them around and you look at the differences between the polish, I mean, it is incredible, the difference of time that it took to mill, the time that it took to polish, the time that it took to separate the differences between the two. And let's see the actions. Now, I really enjoyed this action when I reviewed it a couple of days ago. You know, the only thing I could say is this one's a little cold, but I don't think there's any difference. It's quite smooth. There's no real difference. See if I could deploy it. My big greasy fingers. I'm always on that lock bar with this damn knife. Always, but woo! Let's see again. Woo! I am not the best reviewer of Koenigs, but man, look at the sheen on this thing. Now, my buddy went and got the stonewash version, and one of the things that he said is that it was a fingerprint magnet. Now, I've had my hands all over this thing, and it's cold, and I don't know, I can't see a fingerprint on there anywhere. I mean, who knows? Maybe I lucked out with not getting the stonewash versus the regular titanium scales. But oh, look at how drop shutty. There's something just about how good they do their actions over at Koenig. I mean, look at that. I'm gonna do that shit all day. Let's compare it. Here's the Curtis that I reviewed earlier this week. I think that was yesterday. I mean, real nice drop shutty. And one of the reasons I got into the Arius is because I had a real nice interest in the Microtech sigil. And where is it? Here it is. I'm just going to pull that out because I never had both my Arius and the sigil at the same time. And you'll notice some of the differences. Yes, I know the blade shape is a little different, but you got titanium scales, you have a large blade, flipper with the large thumb opening, Spidey hole-esque, and just not even close to being in the same league. And again, I just want to make sure everybody knows this Mark VI sigil is a lot older than the design of the Koenig Arius, and with that, you got to be a little bit gentler when you talk about it. And also that, this is brand new in box, so it really hasn't been broken in. That's one of the things that I heard about the Microtech sigil, is that it really takes a little bit of time to break in, and once it does, it's very smooth, but I can't imagine it ever being as smooth as a Koenig Arius. Now, you could say that apocalyptic finish on these Microtech sigils are, bar none, some of the best that I've seen out there. So, where one knife has a strength, the other one might have a weakness, but, it really depends on the subjectiveness of the buyer. What's important to you? How it flips or how it hides the wear, which, again, is important. Now, when I emailed Koenig, and Garrett I spoke with told me the differences between your standard blade and their bright wash finish, they compared it to a Chris Reeves knife and the finish on one of those. So there is my Chris Reeves 31, and it might be a little dirty, so if you bear with me, I'm going to put a little bit of alcohol on it, and I'd just be interested to see how it compares to the bright wash blade of the Arius, because I'm impressed. I really am with how well this blade is blinging. I mean, it is fantastic. That alcohol. Oh, yeah. Look at that. That is nice. Yeah, I'd say it's right up there with the Semenza. It'll probably hide a lot of wear. And, there's the traditional blade that everybody's known, come and love, but man, I'm telling you, if I had to pick one of these, I definitely would go with the Koenig. I mean, you laugh because I used to tell my buddy I should pull the spacer and the pivot and the screws and the back spacer and throw it on the polish and make a Frankenstein. But I'm not going to do that because I don't know. I don't know if the aftermarket, it's getting to be like a hinderer at that point. And I think I'm going to let the hinderers continue to be hinderers, and I'll let the Koenigs be Koenigs, and I think everybody in the knife world will be more than happy with that. So with that, just to reiterate, these are both Gen 4 Batch 4s. They're both titanium scales, patterned, unpatterned, polished, no polish, no polish, no polish. You have a bead blasted gray, and look at that. They even polished the backspacer. Wow, I am impressed. And this is the floating design, as you can see there. The two standoffs make it look like it's almost floating in there. You can't see where it's riveted or pinned together. That's a really nice touch. The pocket clip, I believe, is the same on both. And all in all, the fit and finish of these knives are absolutely fantastic. But I'm blown away with this Arius. And I'm very excited to have the opportunity to have it on my channel. So if this interests you, or if you have any comments, any questions, let me know. I'd be very excited to hear them. Make sure you like, make sure you subscribe, make sure you tell your friends, because I'm thoroughly enjoying this and I'd like to continue it. So if there's anything I could do to make it better, or to review a knife that you might like, just let me know and we'll see if we can get it on the channel. Thanks, and have a good day.